This is Bimble. He lives in Stiltsville. Everyone here helps to produce wool. Wool blended with fairy tales, which is sent out to every corner of the world. One day, Bimble acquires a bucket, a magic bucket, which will give him anything he wishes for. This is the guardian of the bucket, Teeny Weeny. Soon others are after it. Dolly Clack Hanger for one. Dolly would dearly love to be the village witch, but she's been thrown out of the village because of the noise and mess caused by her experiments. The small one is her assistant, Sploot. Queen Kack, the lazy, greedy ruler of the country, also wishes to possess the bucket and sends her servants, Bilge and Oiler, to steal it. But then everything blows up. Stiltsville is left hanging in the air and Sleaze City slides into the crater beneath. As the sun shines merrily down on Chateau Clack Hanger, Bilge and Oiler are just finishing a major reconstruction job on the building. Over time, Dolly has managed to blow all the sides out and the roof off. And so Chateau Clack Hanger is no longer the desirable country residence it once was.
Beginning to look a bit more like home, this.
Well, it's definitely got a bit more style than when we first come. It's amazing what a few bits of rusty iron and some really big nails will do, innit?
You could almost think you was in Sleaze City to look at this building.
You know what? We ought to go for a visit.
Where?
To Sleaze City, of course. We ain't been back there for ages. I could do with a bit of gloom and damp. I'm fed up with all this blue sky and sunshine rubbish.
That's a good idea, that is. Everyone else goes up and down that pipe. I don't see why we shouldn't use it.
Yeah, we'll tell Dolly she can move out of that shed and back into her house, and then we'll go.
Stiltsville is built on stilts. Stilts are made of wood, and if I can destroy the wood, the whole village will fall into the lake. And then they'll take me seriously as a witch. Oh, yes.
Oh, you are clever, Dolly.
I know. Hand me that bit of wood. One quick fizz, and it'll be gone.
Looks like we finished repairing the house just in time.
Meanwhile, in Sleaze City, Mudge is supervising the building of a ramp to help Queen Kack escape from the city. Doesn't look too promising, really, does it?
Push the model out onto the ramp. Very good, very good. Right, everyone. Nearly there that time. Let's have another go, shall we? Come along. Get up, get up.
Queen Kack wants you.
Now what?
What progress with the ramp, Marge?
Oh, it's coming along very nicely, Your Majesty, very nicely. We have, in fact, just completed our first test.
Which was a failure, was it not?
Well, not exactly. Not a complete...
It collapsed, did it not?
Well, sort of. It's...
How fortunate, Mudge, that I was not actually on it at the time. Fortunate for you, that is.
I'm very sorry, Your Majesty, but I'm doing my best. A person can only do their best, and this is a very deep crater, and you are very... Anyway, it's a difficult job, and
Stop making excuses, Mudge. Go and get Dolly Clack Hanger. She may have some ideas. She may even be able to help us out with a little magic.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Oh, an orange cream, I think.
Back in Stiltsville, Bimble has had a really good idea about where to hide Teeny Weeny in the bucket. Well, quite a good idea.
This is going to be a really good place for you to live, Teeny Weeny. I wish I'd thought of it before. There's nothing on the island at all. No people, no cats, no dogs.
But
no...
I shall be marooned, Bimble. Cut off, all alone.
Exactly. No one will be able to find you. Except me, of course.
Well, all right. I'll try it for a bit. But you'll have to promise to take me back to the village if I don't like it. Promise?
I promise.
Oh, visitors!
Huh?
Mrs. Gallipot! How lovely to see you.
Hello, Teeny Weeny, my dear. Good morning, Bimble.
Good morning.
Bimble, this is Mrs. Gallipot. She's the teller of all fairy tales.
Oh, how do you do?
It was Mrs. Gallipot who sent Mr. Gallipot down with the bucket for you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm here to have a word with you, Bimble. But first, let's get back to the mainland. If Dolly Clack Hanger is up to some mischief or other, what on earth use are you going to be stuck out on an island?
Oh, right, yes.
I'm afraid, Bimble, that I'm very disappointed in you. I sent Mr. Gallipot down with the bucket so that you could defend the village against Dolly Clack Hanger, and if possible, even use it to get rid of her. Not only have you done nothing, but I see that she has now formed an alliance with Queen Kack. She and her assistant seem to be up and down that pipe every day.
Pipe? What pipe?
The pipe which leads from Chateau Clack Hanger down into Sleaze City, of course.
But we didn't know anything about a pipe, did we, Teeny Weeny?
No, we didn't.
Well, I'm afraid it's your business to know. It's of vital importance that the fairy tales are protected, Bimble. Imagine what the world would be like if they were destroyed.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Well, I must get a move on. I have some new fairy tales to tell in the village, and all the spinners will be waiting for me. I suggest that you, Bimble, go to Chateau Clack Hanger, find that pipe, and destroy it.
Yes, right. How did she get here?
From beyond the bucket, silly. Now, how are you going to disguise yourself?
Disguise?
Well, you can't just wander into Chateau Clack Hanger like this, can you? They'll recognise you.
I suppose you're right.
Wish for something, then.
Yes, all right. I wish for a disguise.
What sort of disguise?
Something to disguise myself in. I don't know. A disguise.
Well, do you want a long black cloak or a fireman's outfit or...
I don't know. You choose. Whatever you think is best.
Huh.
And so Mrs. Gallipot goes to the village to tell her new fairy tales to the wool spinners. They listen to her carefully and memorise the stories as she tells them. Later, they will whisper them into the wool as they spin.
Once upon a time, far, far away, in a big palace by the sea, there lived 7 princesses. 6 of them were beautiful, with long brown hair.
This coat's going to trip me up in a minute. It's much too long.
I wish you'd stop moaning.
I'm not moaning.
You are. Just because Mrs. Gallipot told you off.
It's not that. It's just that I don't think this is a very original disguise, that's all.
What did you want? Stripy trousers and a red nose?
I wish for something to hide in. That's no good. There are no other bushes for miles.
Well, I'm doing my best.
We'll try one of these sheds.
Do you think we ought to tell Dolly we're going down Slee City?
What for?
No reason.
Come on then. Me first.
That must be where the pipe goes down.
Be careful, be careful. You just stand on there and jump.
Oh,
Go on then, I'll see you down there.
cheerio. Rah!
Oof! One of us is going to have to lose some weight.
Come on, let's go and see who we can find. See if any of the old mates is about.
Go and find Dolly Clack Hanger, the wonderful Dolly Clack Hanger. Dolly Clack Hanger this, Dolly Clack Hanger that. It's not as if she's ever actually managed to actually do anything. It's all talk. And who gets the blame?
Look, somebody's arriving.
This is definitely it.
He must have come to visit Dolly Clack Hanger.
Teeny Weeny, how did Mrs. Gallipot know about the pipe and things?
She knows everything.
Oh.
Miss Clack Hanger! Miss Clack Hanger!
What do you want?
Her Majesty would like to see you. Now.
Oh, certainly, certainly. I'll be honoured, honoured. Come along, Sploot.
They're all down there. If we can block up the pipe now, we shall have got rid of the whole lot of them.
Yes, but what are you going to block it with?
Yes, I know.
Miss Dolly Clack Hanger.
Miss Clack Hanger, I wonder if you could do me a small favour. Anything, Your Majesty, anything you only have to ask. I need Miss Clack Hanger to get out of this crater. I am sure that those of my subjects still on the surface of the planet must be missing me, and... Oh, dreadfully, Your Majesty, dreadfully! And I would be grateful if you would assist Mudge here, who has made several attempts and has, as one would have expected, failed miserably. I'll be honoured, Your Majesty, honoured. If you'll allow me to nip back to Chateau Clack Hanger to fetch my spell book, Your Majesty, I'll be able to start immediately.
Your Majesty, the entertainers are here.
What? Oh, very well. Perhaps you'd like to stay for a little entertainment, Miss Clack Hanger. Oh, Your Majesty, how wonderful, how kind. Thank you. You can go away.
Where shall I go, Dolly?
Anywhere, I don't care.
Yes, Dolly.
You don't realise how much you miss it, do you?
What?
Sporting activity, social interaction, cultural whatever-yous.
What? You mean like your mates like?
Yeah.
Next! Next! Ah!
I'm sorry, Bimble, but you can't use a wish. It only lasts 24 hours.
Yes, I know. I just forgot. There must be something here that'd block up a pipe. I found something, Teeny Weeny! Look! No one will be able to get through that pipe with this jam down it.
Well done, Bimble. But you'd better empty it first. You never know what might be in it.
Stand back, then.
She must have left some old spell in there.
Yes. It's too heavy. It's going to take me all day. I'm going to ask for a wish, Teeny Weeny.
Ready?
I wish for something to carry the cauldron.
Well, what?
Dunno. Some sort of rope or pulley thing, I suppose.
Right.
That should stop them. Just to make sure. I bet Mrs. Gallipot will be pleased.
Thank you so much, Your Majesty. That was most enjoyable. Now, just be off and collect that spell book. Split! These minions is never here when you need them.
No, indeed not.
Look who I found, Dolly.
What are you two doing here?
We was having a bit of a day off, doll.
Reacquainting ourselves with our nearest and dearest, like.
Don't be ridiculous. You haven't got any nearest and dearest. You will come back to Chateau Clack Hanger with me at once. Come along! Hurry up and fire the thing!
What happened?
There appears to be some sort of blockage in the pipe. Fire Sploot up and see if that'll clear it.
That was good.
Well, I think we deserved it, don't you?
Mrs. Gallipot!
Well, I've told my stories and all the wool spinners seem happy enough. They're a good, reliable lot, really.
How have you two been getting on?
Don't you know?
Of course I do, but it always seems more polite to ask. You've done well, both of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But don't relax your guard. They'll try everything they can to get back up that pipe. Now, I must be going. Mr. Gallipot will be wondering where I've got to. All right, Gallipot, now! Goodbye!
Goodbye.
Cheerio!
Bye.
It's no good, Dolly. It's completely blocked.
It can't be. Fire him again, Mudge, as hard as you can.
Well, it won't work. Not if it's blocked.
Fire him! And again. And again. And again.
His head was covered ear to ear. In a pail he somehow stuck it, and his plea was clear to me. Free me from this bucket. I could not foresee what fate had planned for me. How could I tell a wishing well is what this pail would be? So I stepped up to show my stuff, pushed and pulled and nearly struck it. Off it flew, and from that grew the tale of Bimble's Bucket.